For the last 7 years, a unique program has been fighting to change that. Fox 17's Lindsay is here to explain how it's working tonight.
Christian, for people hooked on meth, it doesn't take long for their whole lives to unravel. They lose their job, they lose their families, and they may also end up in prison or worse. In Allegan County, a meth diversion program that is like nothing else in the country is breaking that cycle, bringing addicts back from hell. But as you're about to find out, it's a 24/7 effort.
I'd use it every day. I'd use it in different forms, snorting, smoking, injecting it.
Adam Strong, 41 years old, born and raised in Allegan County. He spent most of his adult life hooked on meth.
You wouldn't wake up because you'd already be up a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3. It was all consuming from the time you woke up until the time you went to bed. That was years and years that I missed out on everybody's lives.
Arrested over and over, the father of 3 spent decades in and out of prison.
I've been miserable for 30 years of my life. I've been incarcerated for 17.5 years of my life. I had to be stopped from doing this drug.
You ask the average person on the street, people who are in the law enforcement community, what can you do with a meth addict? They'll tell you nothing. Well, that's not true.
Meet Steve Walker. His official title is Case Manager for the Allegan County Sheriff's Department Meth Diversion Program, and he's made it his mission to help addicts get their life back.
I follow people, track people, test people, push them. All the streets I've driven you on, they all have people in the program or people who've been in the program. You know, these folks live everywhere.
We caught up with the ex-parole officer on a blustery Monday. Walker starts off his shift by tracking one of the 15 program participants to this parking lot. He's tough, taking no excuses.
So your usual medications?
Yes.
Submitting the participant to a random drug test, a huge part of the program and meth rehabilitation.
So this is just your meds and nothing else, right?
Yep.
A quick handshake and they part ways.
Good luck. I'll talk to you tomorrow. There is no warning. It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and I just show up whenever. I work out of my car, and you know, wherever they are, that's where I go.
His next stop, a rest area off 131. A restaurant worker, also a former addict in the program. He gets a test and gives Walker an update on his day.
I started talking to somebody about getting Thursday off work.
Then it's back on the road.
When they are not employed, their job is to find a job.
All participants are tested daily, sometimes more. He'll drop off the swabs at a lab later that night. The results reveal everything that's in their system down to the last cigarette.
Mostly, if they've used something, they'll tell me before they're even tested. If I have a problem with someone, they're typically going to go to jail.
The program, funded by federal and state grant money, was up and running by 2005, designed to combat Allegan County's meth problem. Supported by the courts and a large network of law enforcement, it seeks out meth users who have been arrested over and over, far gone into their addiction. The first phase is detox in jail.
We recommend to the judge at the time of sentencing that rather than be sent to prison, the defendant be placed on probation and ordered to complete our program.
A review board then decides if they're appropriate for phase 2, which includes intense therapy, AA, along with the random drug testing and Steve Walker.
I sometimes just sit and watch. You know, they don't often know when I'm there.
The final 2 phases help the addict re-enter society and stay clean.
We require that they make an effort.
For Adam, the program is working.
That keeps you honest, always knowing that he could be there.
Adam is in the final phase of the program and has been sober now for nearly 2 years. He's on track to complete the program in a few months, joining the list of 33 graduates who have been rehabilitated.
It's definitely saved my life.
And that is why Walker says he stays tough and keeps doing his job.
Eventually, they all come to the same conclusion. This is the best thing that ever happened to them. We salvage people, we save people. They don't go to prison. The cycle is broken.
Adam has had a steady job for a year, has rebuilt his relationship with his children and his parents, and says he hopes to one day own a home. A big part of this, participants have to pay their way. $300 up front to the Sheriff's Department, and depending on how long they stay in, usually spend around $1,500 altogether. Last year, the total cost of the program was $125,000. Walker, who is paid by the county, says he plans to do this as long as it's still around. He's been in it since 2005. He was going to retire, but instead took this job.
Wow.
But those numbers, I mean, this isn't all funded by the criminals or the people that are addicts.
Right. It's mostly state and federal funding, which, as you guys know and folks at home know, that's always on shaky ground.
Yeah.
Every year, it's a question, is it going to keep going? So the hope is they will get it. It has been successful. In the first 6 years, 82% of participants graduated rehabilitated.
And I mean, meth is such a destructive force. It's not just the addiction. It's they're out there because of the sleep deprivation and everything. They're criminals. They're robbing banks. They're doing a lot of stuff.
And even Adam said, you know, I would do anything to get all his charges, all his arrests, and you saw the old mugshots, were meth related, drug related, to get it, to make it, to sell.
Huge social costs.
Wow.
So it's working.
What a difference that program's making. Thanks, Lindsay. Thanks for that.